How Mel Gibson is making Hollywood panic. Hollywood's bad boy turns good. How Mel Gibson redemption story is causing panic in the industry. Hello and welcome to today's interesting video episode on our YouTube channel about how Mel Gibson is shaking up Hollywood's industry. With his recent return to the spotlight, Gibson has been changing the game and causing quite a stir in the industry. From his controversial past to his bold new projects, Gibson is proving that he's still got what it takes to be a major player in Hollywood. In this video, we'll take a closer look at how Gibson is making Hollywood panic and what it means for the future of the industry. So sit back, relax and enjoy the show. But before we get going to the video, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified each time we upload a new video. He's one of the most divisive figures in Hollywood, but there's no denying that Mel Gibson is back, and he's causing quite a stir in the industry. Mel Gibson is causing a stir in the Hollywood industry for a few reasons. Firstly, he has recently returned to the spotlight with successful films such as Hacksaw Ridge and Daddy's Home 2, which have received positive reviews and have been successful at the box office. This success has shown that he is still a talented actor and filmmaker and has proven that he can still draw an audience. Additionally, Gibson is known for doing things on his own terms and not conforming to industry norms. He has his own production company, Icon Productions, which allows him to make the films he wants to make and have more control over the projects that he's involved in. The independence is something that sets him apart from many other actors and filmmakers in Hollywood, and has made him stand out in the industry. Lastly, Gibson's past controversies and negative publicity have been a focal point of his career, and his ability to continue to work and succeed despite them is causing a stir in the industry. How ironic is it that Hollywood studios tiptoe around faith-based organisations in the hopes that their religious epics, like Noah, will do a fraction of the business that Mel Gibson did with The Passion of the Christ, while at the same time those studios continue to avoid Gibson as if he was a leper. What better way to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Passion than by reading the journalist Alison Hope's Wiener's examination of her relationship with Mel Gibson, and how it evolved from negative coverage to the point where she feels strongly enough about his redeeming qualities and recovery to urge Hollywood to consider giving him another chance. Wiener has previously written about Gibson for Deadline, in addition to the New York Times and a number of other national magazines. Gibson's comeback has been a long time in the making, but it's his recent success that's really got Hollywood panicking. He's proving that he's still one of the most talented actors and filmmakers in the industry. It's been 10 years since Mel Gibson directed The Passion of the Christ and saw it become the highest grossing independent film ever, with $612 million in ticket sales throughout the globe. In the years that followed, Gibson made a number of comments that were made public, which gave the appearance of his being anti-Semitic and racist. They made him persona non grata at large studios and agencies, the same ones who work with others who have committed felonies and done things far more serious than Gibson, who literally used his tongue as a fatal weapon. They made him persona non grata at major studios and agencies. It's time for those Hollywood agencies and studios to end their quiet backlisting of Mel Gibson. Gibson, who was once Hollywood's biggest movie star and whose film Braveheart won 5 Oscars and whose collective box office totals $3.6 billion, has not been directly employed by a studio since the release of The Passion of the Christ in 2004. Braveheart won a total of 5 Oscars and Gibson's films have combined a box office total of $3.6 billion. But it's not just Gibson's talent that's causing Hollywood to panic. It's the fact that he's doing it on his own terms. He's not afraid to take risks, and he's not afraid to speak his mind, and that's what makes him such a force to be reckoned with. From scandals to success, how Mel Gibson's comeback is making Hollywood rethink their perceptions. Well, Mel Gibson is causing quite a stir in the Hollywood industry by his production company, Icon Productions, and his desire to make films that are meaningful to him by being an independent Hollywood producer. Icon Productions, which Gibson founded in 1989, is a production company that allows him to have more control over the project he is involved in, and to make the films he wants to make, rather than conforming to industry norms or following trends. This independence is something that sets Gibson apart from many other actors and filmmakers in Hollywood, and has made him stand out in the industry. Gibson's desire to make films that are meaningful to him is also something that sets him apart in Hollywood. He has said in interviews that he wants to make films that have a positive impact on society and that address important issues. That is a departure from the typical Hollywood formula of making films solely for commercial success. By being independent and making films that are meaningful to him, Gibson is challenging the status quo in Hollywood and showing that there are different ways to be successful in the industry. This is causing a stir, as many are taking notice of Gibson's approach and rethinking their own strategies. Gibson's past controversies are no secret, and it's something that's caused a lot of damage to his reputation and career. But he's never shied away from addressing them head on, and he's not afraid to take responsibility for his actions. What role do Mel Gibson's past controversies play in his current status and the panic it causes in Hollywood? Well, Gibson has had several controversies through his career. In 2006, he was arrested for a DUI and made anti-Semitic remarks to the arresting officer. This led to widespread condemnation and boycotts of his film. In 2010, recordings of him making racist, sexist and homophobic comments were leaked to the public, further damaging his reputation. These controversies have had a negative impact on his career, as many people have boycotted his films and some in Hollywood have refused to work with him. Additionally, Gibson has been on hiatus from acting in Hollywood for some years, which has further affected his career. The hiatus was caused in large part by him being virtually shut out of Hollywood, an expulsion that was prompted by the notorious Malibu DUI arrest in 2006, during which he unleashed an anti-Semitic rant. In addition, the hiatus was caused by the fact that he was unable to attend any of his children's school functions. Then in 2010, tapes surfaced showing Gibson yelling racial slurs and shouting the N-word at his then-girlfriend Oksana Gigorovia, who is now the mother of one of Gibson's 9 children. Mel Gibson was given a standing ovation that lasted for 10 minutes when he debuted Hacksaw Ridge at the Venice Film Festival in 2016. The film was driven by the passionate welcome it received in Italy, and it went on to win 6 nominations for an Academy Award. That included nominations for Gibson in the category of Best Director. Gibson hadn't directed a movie in more than a decade when he took the role of director for the drama centred on World War II. Despite all the obstacles he's faced, Gibson's passion for filmmaking has never wavered. And that's what's making Hollywood panic. He's not only back, but he's here to stay. And he's not going to let anyone stand in his way. Mel Gibson is back, and Hollywood had better watch out. In your opinions, what are those factors which make Mel Gibson's return to Hollywood so controversial? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. And if you have any future suggestions for topics, please let us know in the comments below. Until then, stay tuned.